Back in the day, I didn't hate that shit. I just didn't like it. Like I didn't give a fuck about Nickelback or Creed or any of those other fucking whiny motherfuckers.
I feel like I don't like myself. Like some days I
Well, no, that's the thing. That's the thing is like back then I didn't care. It was just like I didn't care because it's just shit I don't like, right? Like whatever. I don't listen to shit. I don't know why everybody complains about it. I don't give a fuck. But what that shit was like the cancer that destroyed rock. Like rock was really interesting in the 90s because there was a whole lot of variety and weirdness and all kinds of crazy shit. Like it was just it wasn't like a rigidly defined like this is what rock is. But if you listen to rock stations now, they're all that. Yeah. They're just all that. Like they're all the weird, disgusting. Yeah, they're all the weird, disgusting offspring of Pearl Jam. And I'm sorry, but Pearl Jam is the source, I think.
It's shit. No.
I was never a fan of Pearl Jam. I know a lot of people are.
Like, what the fuck is going on right now? He just said Pearl Jam sucks?
Like, I just felt like, you know, it's one of those things again. Like, I don't get it, but everybody else loves it, so whatever. And I'll give them credit for being, like, the original of that style.
Uh-huh.
But I always found that style to be like droning and boring. You know?
Yeah.
I like whenever a Pearl Jam song comes on, I fucking hate it because it's always like.
Yeah, I just can't get into like stadium rock. That's pretty much what it is, right?
In the you know, they're all like that, and it's just oh god, it's like, why is this song 6 minutes long? When's it gonna end? Hated that shit. So. Uh-oh. Is Pearl Jam Good's favorite band? Oh, no.
Was it?
I don't know. He's not talking to us anymore.
If that's the case,
sounds like it was.
He needed to hear it. Like,
I don't think that was the case.
I think this, you know, like, we need to have an intervention. Like,
Pearl Jam was my favorite band from the time I was 8 until...
until now.
No, I mean, it's still one I own every album and listen to it frequently, actually.
That's cool.
My first email address was Pearl Jam at the ISP that I worked at.
So your name at work was... Come, pretty much.
One of my openings has a Pearl Jam song in it.
When you say one of my openings,
he's a very dedicated fan. Very dedicated. It's like one of those cards that plays a song when you open it up. You spread his cheeks and I'm right up, man.
Right as open.
Eddie Vedder, right there. Boom.
Oh, it's beautiful.
No, I'm a huge Pearl Jam fan. Always have been.
Here, how about this is the floor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, no. Here's what I was thinking was. We should have a floor level that used to be the parking garage floor. You know what I'm saying? So we should cap it off there, and then this would be. Can I borrow this one? I'm gonna borrow that one at the end there. So.
The only tattoo I've ever considered is the Pearl Jam man on my calf. That's the level I'm talking about. That's probably obvious, actually.
Sorry, they're not bad.
You don't have to lie, Justin. It's okay. Like, you gotta own it.
I just love
Dude,
Pearl Jam.
Us not liking it doesn't.
No, it doesn't bother. I mean, it doesn't affect anything. It's not like, oh, I'm not your friend anymore now. I mean, you don't appreciate Dr. Seuss either.
Yeah, see?
It is true. I don't appreciate.
No, not you. Well, oh, you don't either. Wow. Okay.
I mean,
I feel unwelcome.
I haven't read
here.
them in a long time.
I actually read a new
It's
Dr.
different when
Seuss
you
book
got-
tonight. That
It's different when you got kids.
I still
that's-
can't believe
that's
that
the-
one of those bands was called Imperia.
That's the interesting part about that. That's the point that Coe tried to make in our podcast this week. Is that my love for Dr. Seuss comes from having a kid, but I would frequently bring up Dr. Seuss in my videos before I had a child.
Stop.
Tell me how Counting Crows sucks now too.
Oh. Ugh.
I like one of their songs.
Oh God,
Bad more than one.
damn.
I generally change the channel.
Wow. So my favorite bands, I just want to list them so you can shit on all of them. Pearl Jam was for most of my childhood. Then they got replaced as number one band by Counting Crows. After that, probably the next thing that's come is like, well, it was definitely OAR. OAR was the next band that I would go to over anything else. And
I don't even know that one. No idea.
well, I guess that's for the best.
If you heard the song, you know.
And then I guess recently it's probably like Eric Hutchinson if it's not one of those ones that I've already listed. There was a time period where I had listened to a lot of Metallica, but it wasn't like Pro Jam was still, if I was to name my favorite band sort of thing, it would have been still Pro Jam at that point where I listened to Metallica a lot. But yeah, that's sadness.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, I don't like Metallica either. I actually kind of hate Metallica.
Yeah, I'm kind of.
I
I can appreciate some of the
It's
older
not-
shit,
yeah, it's not so much as the actual songs with a lot of it. It's the everything else around it. Like
Yeah,
the
Metallica's
way,
got-
way
is just
too
engulfed in douchey.
enthusiastic bands and being overplayed and everything, and it's just like,
Well, and that was because a lot of the people that I knew who were like Metallica fans, like noisy about it, were the guys that wore like the fucking flannel shirt, cut off sleeve things, and whatever that shit was that people were doing at the time.
I'm
And
glad you
would-
didn't say
would always-
Jinkos, because that would have been me.
Jinkos, that was more like the Juggalo culture or the
God,
like
no.
new metal rap hip hop, like Limp Bizkit fans. That
Really?
kinda-
wait, weren't those like the super baggy pants?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
It
that
was
wasn't. I
in
didn't
high
see that
school.
as the Metallica people. Metallica people were like,
I feel like,
oh God, dare I
feel
say?
like Metallica people
I don't think I
phased
should
that
say.
way. At least that's what was popular here, all that new metal shit. So everyone kind of fell into that trend after a while.
I just always found it absurd how like they constantly acted like Metallica is the hardest shit there ever was. This is the hardest rock possible. Meanwhile, there's shit like fucking Nine Inch Nails and KMFDM and Marilyn Manson.
I never liked Marilyn
Yeah.
Manson. I could not. I tried to like any of his music, and just none of it ever.
Marilyn Manson was always or almost always a step too far for me.
Yeah.
I just liked the occasional song. Like I liked Beautiful People. I liked his covers. I think I liked almost all his covers. Like Personal Jesus, although that's more recent. What was that one that he did for, what was it, Sweet Dreams?
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah, that was all Beautiful People era. I liked him. I was super young though when I like started to like him, and by the time like I very quickly got over it, pretty much.
Do you guys like Smashing
That was
Pumpkins?
I
Yeah.
loved the Smashing Pumpkins back then. I got over it.
I really liked Siamese Dream and Melancholy, and even Sadness was a good album, but
Oh,
I feel like my
Melancholy.
hate for Billy Corgan is kind of like muddied up any love I have for that band. I hate that man.
Did you say I hate Batman?
Yeah,
Yes, that man.
I hate Batman and Batman. Billy Corgan is such a dumb person. It's just upsetting.
The world is a vampire.
See, that song I did not like. But maybe that's just because the radio
My favorite
murdered
Smashing
that song.
Pumpkins song of all time was Zero, I think. There was just something about that fucking song that just I really liked it a lot.
No one's
I
gonna
love the guitar work in that band.
Porcelina and the Infinite Sadness. I think is what it's called.
No, Melancholy.
No, that was all Melancholy and the
Or
Infinite Sadness. But there was a song called Porcelina and the Vast Oceans. That's what it is. Yeah, that's my favorite song off that album.
Word.
But I think I'm the only human being that thinks that. It's got the slowest fucking opening. It sounds like the water's like slowly coming in on you.
See,
I
you
have a
guys
I have a
can
band
find common ground.
that you'll probably think is shit. That I will start by saying I've mostly grown out of them. But I used to really like Weezer a lot.
Oh yeah,
I like Weezer.
I still
okay.
absolutely. Pinkerton is. Nuts.
I'm afraid to say it half the
Blue
time.
Album's
Yeah,
super good.
Blue Album, Pinkerton, and then cut it
yeah.
loose. Cut it
Yep,
loose.
that's where I
cut
draw
it
the
loose.
Also, never forget they did a fucking jingle for Allstate Insurance maybe 2 years ago now, and it was better than any Weezer song that had ever been recorded since Pinkerton. And I was so mad. I'm like, how can you fucks go back to this style for a fucking jingle, and you can't do it for a normal album?
Yeah.
Oh, it was like
Pinkerton is
Pinkerton
so
song.
Fucking good though. Like,
Yeah, it's
I love the
phenomenal.
Blue Album. The Blue Album was like that. Obviously, for obvious reasons, that was what put them on the fucking map. Especially shit like "Say It Ain't So," fucking Buddy Holly, Sweater Song, da da da. But Pinkerton is so fucking just.
It's
Every
crazy, yeah.
so many of the songs are just super fucking. You just unravel them. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, it's like such a perfect album. I love it.
Yeah.
We actually went to go see them at like
yeah.
a fair concert. Like, oh
Yeah.
god, this was.
It was when
7
Heart
years
Songs
ago.
came out. Is that the name of that album? I think it was called Heart Songs. It was also one of the tracks.
It might have
The
been,
Red Album?
Okay. Yeah, I can't.
Was it called the Red Album?
I think it got dubbed that at the least.
Okay.
Did you guys ever listen?
Might
to,
as well be.
To Presidents of the United States.
Yeah. Fun.
So
Yeah.
they still make the lead singer still makes music.
Peaches for free.
See, Peaches never like. I really loved Little Doom Buggy. But anyways,
I love
Yeah.
Lump
And
was
Lump.
my jam. That was the sixth song.
Lump.
but he
Isn't
still
that
makes
isn't that
music.
Perfect.
He makes kids music, so I hear him
I had a
all the
friend-
time on Kids Place Live.
Pew, are you here, Pew? It was Pew, or it was one of my friends in Washington who saw them not long ago. Like within the last 5 years, they played a show. But yeah, Lump was so good. It had that perfect. Any song that does that, like that kind of drum beat. It's just always. It's like fun and like sing alongy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a perfect song. I love that song.
I need to add Doom Buggy to one of my openers.
There was something about them though, and this is just my opinion, but it kind of they had the sort of these guys are going to get annoying pretty quick vibe to them.
What's
And
they
the
had
second
their
album
shtick.
was not anywhere as good.
What's
Well,
great is
that
their-
video
They were,
killed the
like,
radio
weird
star.
instruments and
Yeah.
'cause they played custom guitars and basses. They weren't. Neither was a. One was like a 2-string and one was a 3-string, I think.
Yeah, there was a lot of that in the fucking 90s, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Like drop D tuning and 7-string
all
and
that shit with like jamming guitar, like screwdrivers and shit into their
Yeah.
guitars to make weird, like
Yeah.
sounds, and then everyone had to find their shtick.
yeah.
I think the last shtick band I fell for was Sigur Rós because he played an electric guitar with a bow, and it sounded really nice. But I was like, it's such a gimmick.
Remember when Korn tricked everybody into thinking that they were interesting?
Yeah. Remember that one song he kind of like scats over for a little bit?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
See, I really like that whole album.
Oh,
Which
man.
The one
which
where
one
that
was
one's
that?
on. I can't remember the name of the album.
Follow the Leader?
Yeah, that's also like where he has the fucking All in the Family with
It's got the Life on it. Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
All in the Family's on it.
with
yeah.
Limp Bizkit.
I know too much about all this shit. It's weird. I feel like normal people don't know like the discographies and histories of bands they don't like.
Wait, didn't Korn also go kind of Christian-y
Did they?
in a weird
The one
way?
guy
I
did.
think they did. Yeah,
Their,
the lead guy,
guitarist.
Jonathan or whatever.
No, it was Funky was his name, maybe.
I could have sworn they all did. I thought that they all kind of did.
It, but the one quit the band over it.
I have a fun story
okay.
that involves Korn. It's not about Korn, but I was at a Korn concert, and I had ran over this guy at one point in my life. There was this guy that we sold pot together in high school. He wasn't in high school. He was already out of high school, and he was dating this person that I worked with at Shoney's, and that's how I met him. His name was Travis. And so we sold pot together. And at one point, he had given me like half of the money to go buy. I was going to go buy like half a pound of pot, and I was driving like a fucking idiot, and I get pulled over, and the police take all my money. Because if you have this much money in cash, then you're obviously a terrible person.
Yeah.
The night before, I had gone to a rave, and a friend left his bag in the back of my car. Like, when the cop was all like, I could smell pot in your car. Feel free. I was like, feel free to search it, dude. Go for it, whatever. Because what he said he was going to search it. I was already being taken out of the car. They were already going to search my car.
Little did you know.
Little did I know, in the back of my fucking car was this fucking bag, and it had a roach in it. And and like a bunch of bottles too that they said they were going to test for something, but nothing ever came of that. But so anyways, they took my fucking cash, which half of that was Travis's cash. I end up using that to like they end up giving me my cash back, I'm pretty sure, or something. I remember I get bailed out that day.
What the fuck?
I'm not sure about that.
They gave you the cash back?
I'm not sure. I got bailed out. I'm trying to remember if I got bailed out with that cash.
How does America not know about this, dude? That's never happened ever before.
That's what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure if I was given the cash back, and that's how I was bailed out or whatever. But either way, Travis is the one that had went and actually got me bailed out, like, or whatever. Anyways, he bails me out, and I'm gonna pay him back or whatever. At one point, I give him a zip drive as collateral. You know what I'm talking about? Fucking zip drive, those giant motherfucking discs. But we all played this mud together, multi-user dungeon shit, and when I didn't pay him back in the time frame that we had agreed on, because I didn't have the fucking money to pay him back, he knew my password somehow. I don't remember if I had given it to him or what the deal was. So he steals my fucking character, and we get this big fucking fight over that shit. I managed to get that shit back, and we're just like, we just hate each other at this point. And so one day, I'm driving down the fucking road, and he's like suddenly behind me on the street. And he gets out of his fucking car and comes running up to my window. And so he gets his arm in the window and about gets a hit off. And I like roll the window up on him and like pull off. And he falls over and I run over his back leg as I'm like speeding away at this red light. And that's
Christ, dude.
I
did like a gang member fighting in the streets and shit.
And after that, I don't see him again for years. And I'm at a Korn concert. This is like fast forward 5 years later, at a Korn concert, and he crowd surfs onto my head. He fucking falls onto my head in the middle of a crowd surfing. At which point,
you guys were friends for life?
Well, we ended up rekindling at that point and became friends again. And years later, whenever I had the business selling websites or whatever, he ends up wanting to get in on it, of course. And I'm like, I'm not interested. You know, I'd learned my lesson from dealing with him in the past. So he starts selling body jewelry. It's glowcell.com was the website. I own the domain name still because he'd registered through me, and I eventually took the shit after he started trying to like steal my websites and resell them. Like I end up filing a lawsuit against him for trademark violation. That's how I learned all about trademark law and copyright law, was through all this, and ended up getting all my shit copyrighted with the Library of Congress. And I ended up winning all that, but like, yeah, this.
I like how you think this is a Korn story.
Well, it was just interesting because I never would have seen his ass again if I hadn't gone to that one fucking Korn concert and him getting thrown on my head.
That's ridiculous. That's great.
Oh,
so that's my Korn story.
I love it. It's a really good Korn story.
That was fucking bizarre.
He introduced me to Korn too, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
What an asshole.
Yeah. I wouldn't have been at that concert if I hadn't met him, I guess.